Well, here we go. Time for another project. We're going to try doing a chocolate gingerbread house. Should probably touch up that knife on the stone wheel a bit. Hopefully you can hear me well. I've got a heater running because I'm in the basement. That's where I do most of the work. A little chilly down here. I've also got, believe it or not, a sock over my phone because I don't have a pop filter. And apparently I exhale very loudly. Hopefully this sock helps. Just one of the little extras that you get here on this channel. That's your life hack for the day. A sock over your phone for a pop filter. I should probably get a proper microphone at some point for doing the voiceovers. So yeah, I do a lot of filming late at night. And yeah, so that was funnier the other night for sure. It didn't age that well, I guess, over about 24 hours. Not like the delicious caramel crunch of a Twix bar, which we will be using for our project for the walls. Okay, so there's a bit of debate over how to mix the sugar in, but if you're using a sort of like a fold-in method, that's not right. It's got to be I stir it in, or I'll do a kind of a chop, which I might show you guys a little later on. Oh yeah, I got to do the roll test first always. And that looks good. So we're going to be using the same pattern all the way up as we build, which I think this is called broken bond stack. So it just kind of crisscrosses on all the corners. We're also going to be using some of the mini Twix bars. I would tell you what they're for, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. So, but yeah, you can probably tell those are going to be used for the door and window openings. I'm sure you're glad you hung in there for that little tidbit. And that's what it looks like. So yeah, we just start off by doing a dry stack first, just to see how everything lines up. Looks like we forgot to incorporate the window, but that's okay. We still got a chance to catch that. All right, we'll kind of freshen up the adhesive mix, then into a Ziploc bag. So there's the Twix minis. Those go on either side of the window, and then a half a Twix mini. So we got three sizes: a regular size Twix, a mini, and half a mini. And those three sizes we can use for the whole project, basically. It works surprisingly well. You don't have to do a lot of cuts. That's the header, the door header going in, and that looks like the window header going in. A few more pieces. Yeah, looks good. We'll cut a little right angle template just so that we can sort of accurately cut the gable ends. Yeah, you want to give it, here I'm giving it like one night, but you should probably let everything kind of set up over a couple days, because it actually takes a while for for that icing sugar to set. Otherwise you're going to have problems with things falling apart. That's what the backside looks like, obviously. One thing that was missed here is the head heights for the door and window are not the same. Easy to do if you just measure up 3 rows for each, except that the window has a sill. So now I've just done this to show you the kind of thing that can happen if you aren't paying attention. Yeah, I don't want to loosen up any pieces because, like I said, it hasn't had enough time to set. So I think the easiest way to do it is if we just kind of saw cut into it. Gotta watch out, make sure that we're careful here. Obviously, we don't have a guard on the blade, and we're going to get pretty close to the serving tray, which I can't hit because it's sort of on loan to me, unbeknownst to the owner, who lives upstairs. So then we want to take the header out, kind of snap it out if we can, and then the rest of the pieces are still looking pretty good. Nothing seemed to wiggle loose. Now this here is nothing to worry about, guys. This is just the good caramel goodness and that you find in every Twix bar. Use a butter knife to scrape out any remaining bits. Yep. That looks good. I'm going to fast forward ahead here because I'm getting bored. So this is the reason why we were using the Twix mini bars, is so that we didn't have any exposed edges or cut faces. But that's okay, we can clean it up here a little bit with some of the leftover pieces. So we're just going to trim up some of the chocolate. Now if you hit the caramel, you've gone too far. Once you've got enough trimmed up here, we're going to chop it into kind of a julienne, I think. I'm pretty sure that's a word. Here's a little trick that an old tradesman taught me. Now you gotta watch that you don't overheat it. You actually want to take the flame away before it actually is melted, because the spoon is very thermally conductive and it'll just, without the flame even there, it'll just keep getting hotter and hotter until the chocolate's black, which is what you see here. Again, just showing you what could happen if you didn't have a lot of experience. Not a big deal. We all start off in, different places. We'll do it again. We'll do it the right way. Take the flame away before it's too hot. That's about the right consistency, and we'll just spread it on with a popsicle stick. Why not? Alright, now we're gonna jump onto the roof. For that, we're gonna use Kit Kat bars. I think we've got 6 or 7 of them. Oh yeah, these pieces here don't have to be super accurate, but those are the Twix bars that we're going to use for the timber framing in the front. Now let's crack open the Kit Kats. I like to use the 70% cocoa just because it adds a little bit of a different color tone to the project. You can snap them or use your knife, whatever. But we're going to do 2 full bars on one side plus 1 3/4 bar. So there we go. We'll mix up some more of that adhesive. Use a Ziploc again for a basting bag. Snip, snip. Alright, got a ridge piece that we put on. That'll also help hold the roof in place. This is where you really want to get that consistency of your sugar water mix really good, because otherwise everything just kind of slides on you. This is pretty good here though, or almost good. That one piece in the back there kind of got away on me, but we'll just add a little bit more of that magic sauce and we'll be good. Yeah, so it might be a little bit too wet. That's not a big deal though. I can just add a little bit more sugar and just kind of stiffen up the mix a bit. That ridge piece too just barely fits in there. Again, if you run into this, that's pretty normal. It might be an idea to have that one set in place beforehand, because it's gonna want to move around quite a bit otherwise. Alright, so we got a little bit of a stiffer mixture here. That'll probably help us out with those pieces. Yeah, that looks better. It's just that top ridge piece likes to move around quite a bit. Should have had that one in the night before. Yeah, it's gonna move around But I think we got it there. That looks pretty good, except for that one piece. Yeah. See, now that back gable is loose. Yeah, it needs a couple days for it to properly dry. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna get good at mixing. Really practice the, looks like the chop method right there. Yeah, don't be afraid to go liberal with the, with that stuff. Yeah, don't be afraid to be liberal with the icing sugar, that's for sure. They're still moving around a little bit. Mm, yeah, it's probably a little bit too runny still, so we'll try again here. It might take a few tries, but we'll try to make it not quite as runny. I'm going through quite a bit of sugar here, a little more than I thought. Looks like that one piece is kind of trying to escape. Sometimes I don't even use the basting bag, you know. I just go straight in, you know. Just whatever it takes to get her done. Get her done. I didn't think about how to get the front end of the roof on, but one thing at a time. We'll get the rest of it on here, and then we'll deal with the front later. It looks like it's finally holding, so probably a good chance for me to run and take a little break here, and then we'll... maybe not the best time for a break, actually. Not to worry, though. I came up with a plan while I was gone. I think if I use something like popsicle sticks on the eaves of the roof, that'll kind of help hold them up. The only thing is I don't remember where I left them. Probably a good idea if you're doing this to use something to hold up the roof ends and keep them within arm's reach. Now these guys are going to want to slide around again. If I can just grab something to brace them up, that would be great. Yeah, not quite. If I just hold it for a minute or two, should give me enough time to find something to brace with. That'll probably work. I kind of tripped on the tripod there a little bit. Yeah, so that's not... looks like it's going to give some trouble here again, so... Probably, at this point in time, probably better if I had just taken the whole roof off altogether and actually just, you know, re-strategized a bit. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's really all it takes. So it's probably not the best way to do the roof. There's actually a little bit of a trick to it. I normally don't like to share tricks of the trade, but well, it's a little secret between two friends. So I'll upload another 1-minute video on the channel showing you guys how to do the roof in advance, and it'll save you a lot of headache. So be sure to check that out. And I'm tired of talking to a sock, so Until next time.